Welcome back, team. This is episode 18 of the South... 18? That's correct, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
18 of the Southend podcast. Yeah, we are getting along now. Last episode, we talked about our coaches within our business. And funnily enough, we have our own coach or coaches.
That's not bad.
Sat across from us is
Slash
Doza,
mentor.
Yeah.
who is...
Father figure.
Oh.
We're the same age, right?
No, yeah. I'm 43. How old are you?
Close.
40 in October.
Okay, good.
Close, yeah. We're sat across from our business coach. Well, he's sort of the leader of our team that coaches us in business. Mr. Doza over here, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Why aren't you wearing pants?
Pants?
Yeah.
I got pants on.
Oh.
I put them back on. Put them back on, remember? Are you a guest on podcasts often? Because you host a lot of podcasts,
I
obviously.
do have some potties. Yeah. Yeah, it's starting to pick up. Yeah, it's starting to pick up.
Yeah, so
it's fun actually, because then I don't have to do all the talking.
Yeah.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, you do have quite a cool story, and I don't want you to have to repeat yourself too much. So if there's anything else you want to add in, anything different, so you're not repeating yourself. But we've worked with Doza for, I think we are on about 14 months or so now. Is that about right?
You guys have come so far, man.
Yeah, it's been crazy for sure. Probably something I never expected to have as a business coach, but can't really think a different way of doing business now, to be honest. As we tell our members, everyone needs a coach, and that includes us, and we're committed to bettering ourselves. So,
well, like I said, when you first came in, I wish I had you guys from the fucking start. It would have saved so much wasted energy.
Yeah, and then I think we said like maybe the point is that we're supposed to struggle a little bit.
Yeah.
To learn. Otherwise, if you just got the cheat codes from the start, you feel like you haven't really kind of like those people that win the lottery.
Yeah.
And they don't keep the money. It's because they don't really
just spend it all within 6 months.
Well, you didn't really learn anything about yourself. Like you haven't developed the characteristic traits to be able to hold on to that stuff.
it's like doing you should have a shit job when you're young to know that you don't want to do that.
Yeah. Almost. And I also think there's a level of like culture when you hear about the Melbourne Storm, whether you're in if you like footy or not, like it's one of the most successful sporting teams, certainly in Australia, if not the world, from a success rate percentage. When you speak to some of those players and the ex-players, they talk about this Purple Hearts program that actually, when they get these new rookies in or they bring someone else in from another club, in the off-season, it is both the hardest off-season that anyone's ever done, like in terms of the pre-season training, but also the first couple of hours of it, they need to actually do a proper job first to develop the humility and the characteristics of like just doing a shit job first. Like, so it's a lot of, labouring, or I'm not saying laboring's a shit job, but I'm just saying like these are footy players that are on $500,000 contracts. But here it's like, well, we still do that stuff because we've got to develop the capabilities and the culture and the characteristics to be able to deserve the other stuff.
Got to be from a maturity level as well, though, I think.
Yeah, I just think it just humbles like humility.
Yeah.
For the players as well.
I don't know if I would have been ready like 10 years ago. The action, everything like
that's
we
interesting.
Talk about to do as well. Just from a maturity standpoint, I think. And stuff, but
you know what it is? You know what I reckon it is? Like I reckon the pain needs to be big enough for you to want to listen, to actually be ready. Like the pain of like staying the same, we've heard this, right? The pain of staying the same needs to be bigger than the pain of change in order for you to actually move towards that. Otherwise, like he's probably not in enough pain yet.
No, he's still excited.
Yeah.
He's excited and optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas I know before we came on with you guys, I had thoughts for the first time in my life of how long can I do this for? And I've never had those thoughts. I always just loved.
How long can you hold on to the gym for?
Yeah, like how long do I want to do this for? Yeah.
Or how long do you want to do that for?
Yeah. But I never had those thoughts before because I loved.
Oh, so what was happening at the time?
We were just grinding. I had a previous business partner who was like half in, half out, like in limbo, not really going anywhere, any direction. And then just for, working so hard to get 2 members in and then getting 2 cancellations.
I know. Yeah, so working hard to stand still, right?
This, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just grinding me down.
Yeah.
And then you were the one who actually said, "Oh, yes, I booked in a meeting."
Mm.
And we went from there.
Yeah, that's right. You're probably right. It's like you say, you wish you had him from the start, had Geronimo, our business coach, from the start, but Doza makes a point. It's good to suffer first.
Yeah, I
a
think,
little bit.
And I think like the struggle is the point. I think that's my first thing for the listeners is I think the problem is people think that they shouldn't have problems, but actually it's we've got to become the person that can handle those problems.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with your guys' training. Like you guys are training people in your studio, like or in your box that like when they walk in on day 1 to who they are on day 300 is completely like they've got to develop the strength literally to be able to take that bar off the floor or to do the muscle up or it's the same thing in business. It's the exact same thing in business.
I
think that needs to move up.
What was your biggest, your first major struggle then, which made you like change direction? Because I know you've had a few business-wise, a few like quite strong direction changes.
Yeah. Tell us your story a little bit of how, because one thing that people might see you now and you operate on a very high frequency, but that's not necessarily your original nature, right? Like you had a lot of lows.
I reckon I've spent more time crying in the car than anyone else has had. Like, and that's because somewhere on the drive between the gym that I was failing to own, like it was broke. Like I'd left a corporate career, 6-figure kind of situation to run a fucking gym that I had no qualifications in. Still to this day, I still don't have a Cert 3. That was intentional eventually, but I'm not qualified to like run any classes, right? So I sucked at that, left a real job to try and create freedom for my soon-to-be family and fucked that up too. And then so somewhere between where I lived, which is down the road here, to the gym, which was like in the inner west, was a 40-minute drive. And like sometimes I had to pull over because I couldn't even see the road. That's how much I was crying. Just like I have fucked this whole thing up. And it was the first time that I really felt failure, honestly.
Why did you make that choice to leave the stability of like good wage?
Because
did you have children then? Or
no.
Well, you got 3 kids?
Now I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 under 10.
Were you a hard worker then when you were in the corporate job?
I was, I think what they call now is an intrapreneur. Like it was someone who was always like antagonizing for a better way to do stuff and like disrupting from the inside. But I was labeled like too aggressive or...
It was a bit old school Doza today on the call, I thought.
Yeah, I was just like, because I do get like... I
get fired up.
I get fired up. I don't even know if I call myself a business coach, honestly. Like,
because I said, like, I said this to Jack, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago or whatever. Like, I feel like, I don't know if you've done this on purpose. I'm sure you probably have. But I feel like you've calmed down a lot. Because I could imagine you probably early days, you're probably turning quite a few people off.
Right.
Like, I like it personally.
No, even just my team.
But you would be like, sometimes you'd go off on these calls like quite early on the early days, like a year ago, whatever. And I'm like, he's going to make someone cry.
Yeah. Like it has happened. Yeah. I think the thing is, just to kind of circle back to that story is like, it's like, so that's where I was like, in the car. I had to work. I was working, like I couldn't afford an office, right? And I couldn't work at the gym. Like I just couldn't be in that place. I fucking, to your thing about like, I don't know how long I can do this for. Like I couldn't actually fucking physically be in that place. I just needed to like, just separate myself from it because I was so far deep in this thing, in the hole, right? So I'd work from the car, bro. And I didn't even have the fucking money to have the aircon on. Because of the petrol, right? So sweating in the car with the windows down, tap, 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 on the computer that I still took from like the workplace that I used to be at. So like I was fucking in it, right? And you know, there was one particular rainy day. It was in the middle of winter, and it was our first winter. And like I remember meeting with Ben, my business partner, who you guys know. And I was like, all right, so where's the money? And he goes, we don't have any. I went, but like, we have to have money. Like we came into this business, like I left the job and he was still in one, right? So I was like, oh, like, what do you mean we don't have the money? And he goes, we just don't have the fucking money. So that night on the way home, pissing down rain, middle of winter, about this time of the year, I remember I parked on the driveway and it was like a descended driveway and Michelle was inside like 1,000,000 months pregnant with our firstborn or with our soon to be firstborn. And I was like, how the fuck am I going to go in there and tell her that, like, I don't know how we're going to actually do this. And I didn't want to stress her out because of the pregnancy. And by the way, she was in the house that we just purchased. So it was $1 million plus mortgage. I'm like, I'm fucking completely in this.
This isn't super long ago, is it?
No, man. Yeah, this would have been 2000 and maybe 15, 16. Like it's not 100 years ago, right? And so it's like, how am I going to tell her this? So I didn't. And I went in.
That's your second piece of advice.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the reason why I didn't was because I knew she was going to ask me questions that I didn't have the answers to. So I didn't need that. So I went in, went upstairs, and went into the home office and just started working, right? And I was just like, I've got to fucking figure this out because I think the biggest thing that I realized was I was waiting for someone to come and save us, like the HQ that we were part of, or I don't know, something. I was waiting for someone to come over and give me a pat on the back and fucking go, it's going to be okay, man. So I stopped waiting and I was like, if I'm going to fucking do this, I'm going to have to stop blaming everything else or waiting for someone else to do it. And I'm going to have to just take massive fucking action, which is that's the three things that we talk about, right? Yeah. Which is when life kicks you in the nuts, which will happen, particularly if you're a business owner. Like we are presumed dead from the start, a business owner. Like the small business rate, like the small business success rate is not on our side. So from the start, like the default position is dead. So every single day, every single month when we turn up to work, we are fighting against that. That's the reality of it. It's like if we're going to actually fucking do this, I'm going to have to figure some stuff out, like right now. Not as in tomorrow, not when the rain stops, like right fucking now. So I pulled an all-nighter, and that particular night I learned how to do ads, that particular night. So before I went to bed, I launched the first ad, and I also wrote the first script, right? Which is like the original version of what you guys have, which you guys kill it.
Was that just like you knew you needed more leads and you knew you needed a way to sell? Was that just came off your head or?
Well, yeah, it's just like, like we don't have money.
Yeah.
We have money problems. We need to figure out how to get money, how to get someone from the market and bring them in. And at the time, everyone's like, referrals are great and word of mouth is great. It's like, okay, referrals off 40 fucking members doesn't help. Like referrals off 300 sound a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I needed a way to get people like out of the market and into the studio. And the kicker is I didn't have enough money to pay for the ads either. Okay, I'm fucking doing shifts in the car.
Yeah.
So in that process, what I realized was, well, actually, what if, which is like the start of all the best parts of our business, is like, what if us not being certified, us not from this industry, like a marketer and a banker, what if our two skills were our unfair competitive advantage? What if it was so fucking unfair that that's where we came from for everyone else in the market that were trying to compete against us? What would need to be true for that to be the case? So we're like, okay, well, turns out every other fucking prick with a gym is broke too. So it's because they don't know their numbers. They're like, well, let's have a look at the numbers. And I actually that night looked at the number of trialers that were coming through and the number of those pricks actually turn up and the number of those pricks that actually stayed onto a membership. And what I realized was, like, at the time, everyone was running free trials because that's the whole point of the network that I was part of, the F45. We were the number 7 in the world, right? So it's like, well, that's obviously fucked. And I'm not going to pay money to Facebook to find me a free trialer. Like I had enough in me to know that doesn't fucking make sense.
Yeah.
So that's where like these types of offers that we, help everyone else, that's where that was born. It was because I needed a fucking way to get people in the door, but I couldn't afford the ad spend. So the price of the offer offsetted, the ad spend. So we were profitable from the start. And then before I went to bed, like I launched the first ad and I had a script ready to go. So I didn't fuck that up because I didn't have time to do all the follow-ups. And I was like, if someone was going to pay to get into our studio, sight unseen, and they never met me, like, how would I do that? And that was like what I did have was time. So when I went to bed, I'd launched the ad, thought, fuck, all right, I need some rest. And then so the next morning I woke up and the lead had dropped in. And I fucking called that lead. And like when I went through that script, fumbled, stuttering, hang on a second. And then I wasn't even ready for the sale because I didn't even have a pen on me, dude. That's how like little, in terms of the belief, I had fuck all of it because I was so down.
Yeah, because sometimes I find it interesting you struggled with sales to begin with because you have a gift of a gab and you talk confidently.
Well, but anyone can be good at sales. It's a fucking process. And so what happened was like not a fucking day. Like I wish I had a GoPro in my car on the way driving over the Captain Cook Bridge, this bridge out here, from my house into Glebe every fucking morning. I remember like the sunrises and me listening to sales calls on YouTube. Like I was raised by YouTube, dude. Like Grant Cardone, Dan Locke, Jordan Belfort. Like when Jordan came over to Australia, skipped a couple of chapters, but when he came over to Australia, I took my sales team to meet Jordan. Yeah. Like I wasn't good at it. So I just like,
why wasn't you good at it?
Why wasn't I good at sales? Yeah. I just didn't.
You're passionate.
Yeah. Well, now I am, but I didn't know I needed to be. I think in business, there's all these things we didn't know we needed to be good at.
Right. You think you went too fast? You just went straight to the sale.
Fuck, bro. At the time, well, we didn't even know that we had to sell. Like we just got told to open these gyms, and people were just fucking running.
Right.
Just because it said F45.
Just because it was F45. Yeah. Build it and they will come. Yeah. Field of dreams. Like, we looked at the cash flow summary, and by month 9, it was basically an ATM. Yeah. Like before we bought it, it was like, oh, guys, seriously. Yeah. And we're like, all right, well, I'll have 3. But seriously. Yeah. So I was going to get like 7 and Ben was going to get like 14. Like we were just like, how easy is this going to fucking be? Honestly, we fucking struggle with one.
I find it funny that you two had F45 gyms. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's great because you're not.
So does everyone else.
Yeah. Because I know you say, like you didn't want to be a coach. So you wanted more the lifestyle, getting out your corporate job and then the ability to earn more money, I guess.
Well, yeah. And my history in CrossFit, right? So when I was in London, I had seen the rise of CrossFit when Reebok first turned up. So when I was doing CrossFit in 2011 in London, CFC or CrossFit Central London, the owner was Brian. I remember I turned up and I did a foundation session, right? Which was like the wooden sticks and see if you can do the 100-meter row, and I vomited from that. And then I went into the foundations bit, right? And I just noticed around the room, I was like, every single time I came in, there was more people in here. And when everyone was watching the coach do the warm-up with the wooden stick, because I was watching everyone else watch the coach with the wooden stick, I thought, hang on a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just like count these heads. And like now there's people around the corner and there's people out the front. I was like, fucking hell, this thing's a bit, and then multiplied by how much I knew I was paying. I was like, this thing has got something. Yeah. But more than that, then I started hearing about the games, CrossFit, like the games, and CrossFit's going to be in the Olympics one day, right? And I thought, that's interesting. So then I looked around the room and everyone's wearing fucking nanos and everyone's eating the same fish oils. And I was like, there's something going on here. Yeah. So the games was on and it was streaming. And so we hosted a streaming party at our flat, like myself and my wife, like, and we didn't even know these people. Like we were just the new Aussies in the box. So we're like, yeah, we'll host it at our joint because I wanted to kind of just observe. I'm a big observer.
So you got right into it.
So so we hosted a CrossFit streaming night for the games. We put on like everyone brought paleo shit. Yeah. And everyone would turn in wearing their fucking nanos talking about their snatches. Yeah. And we all sat down and I was like serving all this stuff. I was like, fucking hell. Like I've never seen something like this before, man. Wow. And this isn't just like community. This is like there's a viral loop.
There's a real buy-in.
Dude, like it was like, and everybody going, you know, when it was like, what are your plans this weekend? They're going back to the box to work on their snatches, to work on their grip. I was like, seriously? Like, and everyone's like, yeah, we're all doing. You want to come? I was like, fuck. Like, I had zero interest in the CrossFit part, but it was more about something's going on here. Yeah. So And then I traveled around the world for like 2 years, 40 countries, and I just saw all these artifacts of legacy, like Sagrada Familia and like Vatican, and you see people walk in for 100 years on, still get like shipped in by the busload to look at the painting on the ceiling, and you think, fuck, there's some really cool stuff that's happened in life, isn't it? Like, I feel like it'd be a disservice if we're not all working towards some kind of legacy that we're going to leave behind. I just think it'd be a shame. So I knew then that when I was going to come home, I wasn't going to go and just do a normal job.
Yeah.
Like, I was going to do something with myself, like something with my life for legacy. I knew it wasn't going to be CrossFit because by then I'd already cooked my shoulder, but but like something.
Yeah.
And I am commercial, and I do love the idea of helping people, like as in like, you know, and so that's where that combined.
Interesting. And then so you went from corporate, opened the gym,
Fucked that up.
gym's cooked.
Yeah.
Built it back up though.
Fixed it.
Yeah. Sold.
Well, so turned like, that was like it broke all the records, and you know, that was making $1 million plus. And then we thought, like, somewhere along the way we thought, I wonder if, like, I feel like one is a bit of a fluke. Maybe it was a fluke. Could we do it with another one? Like, could we do the turnaround thing? So then we got the second one and took that to sold out. And when I say sold out, this isn't like some fake scarcity stuff. It was actually like 3 in, 3 out. Like, so if someone cancelled, like, we had a wait list to go back to, and like people were like ready to go on the next one.
Wow.
And that was in and out of the lockdowns too. So they went up, down, up, down, up, down. We did that 5 times. Like, we had a system. We did that 5 times.
Is that when you realised, we have someone here?
Well, somewhere along the way, people started asking me, Doz, how are you doing that thing?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, easy. Like, because I'm an open book. Like, I'll tell anyone, right? And the reason why I charge you guys is because otherwise people wouldn't fucking do anything with it. So it's like, hey, you do this, and I sketched it out. Like, you do this, and then you do that, and then when they call, then you got to ring them within 5 minutes, and you got to say this stuff. And they were like, can you just do it for me? I was like, maybe I could. So I tried with one person, right? And F45 up in the Gold Coast. I won't know names, but they're up in the Gold Coast. I was working at the time. Now I could afford a hot desk at WeWork in Piermont. And I thought that was a fucking moment. I would walk in, had sparkling water on tap, kombucha on tap. And I was like, I've made it, mum. So I launched an ad for her. Her name was Beck. I launched an ad for her. I was like, it's still shat leads out, right? I was like, fuck, that's easy. Yeah. I was like, Beck, did you ring the leads? Did you make any sales? And she goes, oh, sorry. Was I meant to, so they're not going to buy themselves? I have to call someone? I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You got to call these leads back. Like, help them out.
Yeah.
And she was like, could you do that for me? I was like, oh, maybe I could. So that was when I was like, I got someone to lead and I made them the sale. And I went, oh my God, this is a bit of a thing. So if I could teach someone both those things, I reckon I can make a little bit of money here and help a lot of people in the process. Now,
go
on. Fast forward, like that was the birth of, you know, the second version of Geronimo. The first version of Geronimo was actually content. I would drive into a studio, film one of their workouts, and then send them an iMovie video all done. And my very first invoice in Geronimo was $200.
Wow.
And it was like filming their Saturday sessions.
Yeah, right.
Just content.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I used to be a photographer, a videographer. So that was the first version. And then it went into this now doing it for them. So that scaled out to, you know, we had 40 people in the company. We were doing it for hundreds of studios around the world. I had 3 different sales teams, Australia, New Zealand, and the US.
And this was more like a agency format.
We were like done for you leads sales.
Gotcha.
And then we just started pivoting because we were like, all right, so you got the sales. Like, boom, did you keep them? They were like, keep them. I was like, the whole fucking point, you know, is to keep these people and actually help them out. So they're here for 12 months, like minimum. And like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I was like, well, obviously you got to do this, like inductions and then 80%. And they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, oh, fuck.
Are you surprised by how little knowledge owners have?
100%, dude.
It's actually realised that like no one knows what the fuck they're doing. It's
No.
hilarious.
And
Especially in the gym industry.
We've worked with over,
shocking.
like I've personally worked with over 1,500 studio owners.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of all the different formats.
And these are people who've realised it and asking for help.
Yeah.
So imagine
True,
those people who think they've got it sorted, but aren't
And
going to.
and when I go, why'd you start this business? I've never heard like, well, we analysed the total addressable market of the Northern Beaches region and realised that when we looked at everything on a competitive landscape and looked at the 3% growth over year and looked at the industry, like nothing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I like training.
Yeah.
Talking about it, but last
They showed me
when we
the
had
six pack. I was
podcast,
like,
it's,
okay.
it's just people who are like really usually very fit, very good at CrossFit or training, and they're like, oh, people like me, I might just do this,
Yeah.
and then I can train all day,
Yeah.
and get paid for it,
Until
and then they realize, and that is literally what happened to the gym we just bought down in Shell Harbour, was that exact thing.
Yeah.
The previous owner.
Yeah.
That's exactly what she done.
Yeah. So
It doesn't end well.
no, it doesn't. It absolutely does not. Yeah. So like then we pivoted again.
Yeah.
And then
Now it's more it's less done for you, right? It's what's not done for you. It's this is how you do it. Do it yourself.
it's an academy now. And like the real talk is I could show you guys my Stripe account. I fucking hated that business. So Geronimo number 2, Geronimo 2, I fucking hated it. Like complete honesty here. I was turning up to some team meetings and like meeting people for the first time. I was like, how did we get to this point? Because I'm big on culture and standards and like doing things a certain way. And like we were making the money, but we were not making the profit because it was so heavy as a business model. We always talk about the size of your market will dictate how much money you could earn, but your business model will dictate how hard you have to work for it. And we were fucking working hard for it, right? It was obviously the wrong model to the point where I got so burnt out when you talked about like how long could you do it for? I almost fucking died. Like December 2022, just down the road here at a cafe, tap, 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 like I did every other morning. That's when I had that heart attack. Like literally working on this business that I fucking hated.
Wow.
And
Jeez, that's not long ago, is it?
no.
Less than 3 years.
Yeah. And I had 15 minutes. 15 minutes to tell you. By the time they got to me, my main artery was 100% blocked. My other two were 70% and 70%. They're not allowed to leave it at 70%. They have to operate, but they couldn't because there was an attack happening at the moment, and 20% of my heart actually died that day. So they could only do what they could do. They couldn't go through the wrist because there was no pulse and there was no blood flow. So they had to go in through the groin and like operate on the spot. And I was still thinking about Slack message, like needing to reply to Slack messages and like, fuck, what are we going to do tomorrow? Because tomorrow and the day after, so the Thursday and the Friday, we're running a 2-day live virtual intensive for our clients who I didn't like at the time. And I was like, what's Ben going to do? What's Soph going to do? Like I hadn't actually taught these guys how to fly the plane.
Yeah.
It was all on me that day. So, and then for the next 3 months, for the next 3 to 5 months, I had like intense therapy, like head therapy. My body was still recovering. The heart was still trying to figure out if it was actually dead or if it was still growing back. So for the next 3, 4, 5 months, my fucking revenue line looked like my ECG, looked like my heart rate. It was fucking flat, right?
Yeah, wow.
And it almost died with me, the business, because I was running it into the ground. Maybe subconsciously I fucking hated it. Maybe I didn't want it to be a thing. And secondly, like I didn't teach anyone else how to fly this fucking plane. Now, and then so after the third surgery that I had to put the third stent in, I didn't even know what time it was because I was so fucking happy because the doctor walked in, woke me up in the middle of the night and he said, Mr. Doza, we've fixed everything. And I'm a sook, right? So I fucking started crying again. And I was like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And I'm like, oh, here it is. I was like, all right, bang. I started making phone calls. I was like, and I didn't know what time it was, right? I called Ben first. I said, we're on. That's what he picked up. He goes, hello. I go, we're on. And he goes, fuck, hang on, wait, are you all right? I was like, yeah, man, we're on. Yeah. And then I called Soph next. I told those two, meet me at the cafe on Friday. They're going to discharge me tomorrow, meet me at the cafe on Friday, and we're going to talk about the business. And 100%, Ben and Soph would have shat their pants and just went, what the fuck's going on here? So we sat down and I said, like, that almost fucking killed me, running that business. Like, we are going to do it differently now, and I don't care what's going to happen to the revenue. I don't care. So the first thing we did was we traffic like lighted all our clients, red, yellows, and greens. Literally, like I said,
Same as you do with your members.
yeah,
back in
bring
the
up
day.
the clients. That's what red, yellows, and greens. Okay, reds are the ones we fucking hate working with because just life support, they need us. Like that old model that we had was keeping businesses afloat, and it was just like an ick, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
Yeah, because like leading up to that heart attack, what do you think was like? Obviously, it would have happened gradually over time. But do you think the stresses of working with people you don't like was a contributing factor?
yeah. So the doctors were like this, right? So they were like, "All right, you got any family history of heart attack? No. Do you have any family history of like diabetes? No. Have you got like so none of the don't smoke, don't drink, don't gamble, like none of those things.
Yeah.
And then what about stress? I was like, I don't know. I fucking run a business. Like, aren't we all stressed? Turns out it's a bit of a thing.
Yeah.
Extra level.
Yeah. So there's like reds, we blessed and released.
Yeah.
Yellows, we had to have a conversation with to kind of get them back on board with what we're going to do. And the greens, we just fucking got the fuck around them and said, this is where we're going. And they all trusted us.
Yeah.
And like the team as well, like we said the same thing, like this is where we're going differently. And now we're in its like third version.
Yeah.
And
that's why you pivoted to like, rather than like, we're going to do this for you, it's going, no, we're actually going to be more of an academy and teach people how to do it.
yeah.
Which is one of the main things I know we personally love.
Yeah.
What we realized was, the clients who are doing the best are the ones who don't actually have access to us that much. Like they were overseas. And so they had to kind of actually develop them. Back to your members, they actually had to develop the muscles. Whereas the previous version that we were doing the lifting for them.
Yeah.
So imagine you guys like, all right, here's the wad, and you do it for them. It's like they're sitting around going, well, fuck, this is awesome.
So it kind of filters out that the real needy or people that aren't going to take the license to do it themselves.
And so like it attracted just way better members, you know, like the team, like stuff that we can do with you guys. And also the results, like somewhere between 80 and 92% of our members are at record revenues every single month, even if right now through winter, like you boys are, like you guys have gone from 1 to 2, people go from 2 to 20, like out there, people are talking about like the Trump, the tariffs, the fucking inflation, cost of living, and like, oh, it's so bad out there. In our network, you guys are spiraling. You guys have gone from 1 to 2. Like people are scaling.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually, you know, and there's along this one road here, we got one person that's a client next door to others that aren't, and the others that aren't, like this, we see for lease signs, but the one that's a client, and this is not about us, it's about them. They're going from 1 to 20. Like, so I just think, so the reason why you see me fired up on the call sometimes is for 3 reasons. I don't really talk about it, but the first reason is I'm trying to fucking, like, I've been there. And I'm trying to fucking get you guys to like wake up and actually do the thing, right? That's the first reason. It's like I'm trying to, like, I almost fucking killed myself with the business to learn these lessons. So I'm trying to prevent everyone else from having to like move through the same things because I don't believe we need to go through burnout. The second reason is, also I sold those 2 studios, right? So the second reason is like, I actually don't care if we have to give someone a refund and kick them out of the program because I don't necessarily need the money. So then I can just turn up completely unfiltered, completely authentically and just like lay it down because I know what you guys need to do and I can hold you guys to that standard because no one else will because they need the money, right? Like I don't need it. And so that way you guys are going to get the most pure version of me. And and the third reason is I can fucking see the potential in all you pricks, like everyone from the pole dancers to the Pilates people, CrossFit people, like I can see the potential in you guys.
Yeah.
And I just want you guys to see that and like rise to it as well, because I believe that you guys can. And so I think sometimes for me, if I think back at like little Doza and little Ben, we just needed someone to believe in us too. And so like, I'm trying to be, I want to be who I didn't have.
Yeah. It is special to be in that room sometimes, like obviously with you guys, because I think human psychology, like people probably see successful business owners and like yourself, it's never like this with your psychology, right? Like it's never always just everything's going great, everything's positive. So it is important to be reminded, and being in that room of other people and seeing like maybe like we've had a week that's like, I don't know, we haven't ticked anything super major off or anything really impressive, just the wheels are turning. and then you see these other gyms who are wherever on their journey. Some are ahead, some are before our journey, and you see that like some of the wins that they're making. It's like, fuck, they're doing it. We can do it
It
easily.
fires you up, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Winning's contagious.
100% it is.
On the other side, though, I sometimes forget that there's people on that call who aren't doing the stuff as well. Because like we just obviously,
It's pretty obvious though, isn't it?
yeah. I mean, some of the questions sometimes, and you don't hide it on your face. As well, suppose,
I'm shocking. I really like.
And I look at you, and then I look at Sophie, and
Soph's
cracks
like,
me up
yeah.
every time. But like you said about the fee, but also just the time and the direction is like why like we're there to do it. And there are like we were just talking before you came actually, and some things we might choose not to just lean into sometimes because like the business is moving well, but when we need action, we will action. Yeah. So we kind of like roll with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But as long as we're progressing, that's the main thing. And there'll be certain things where these people need action and they're just not actioning and then but complaining at the same time.
It's probably
So-
if you sat in our team meetings,
Yeah.
particularly from that team, like from the performance team, the number one question that I don't run the meetings, I'm a participant in the meetings. The number one question that I'm always trying to figure out, and one day I wrote a book or something about it, we're just like, why don't they? You know, why is it that if we give 10 gym owners the cheat codes to build $1 million business, that is proven, why is it that only 3 of them will execute it and the other 7 don't? I don't have a solid answer for you on that one because it's the eternal question that I keep asking. And we can work on program design, we can work on making that fucking module short, like all that kind of stuff. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like I said, like I was banging on about this morning, 55% of the pricks didn't even pick up, you know, when we mystery shop these guys. And so I think there's a decent answer in there somewhere.
So one of your first mystery shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah.
So I remember when we were on the phone, I was like, this dude's weird as fuck. He's like just not talking. Because usually it just flows a bit more better.
And you put it
I'm
on
just
mute
like,
sometimes as well because you've
I'm
been
just like,
recorded.
what's this guy's fucking deal? And then you're like, oh, it's Doza. And I'm like, oh, yeah.
You almost told him, oh, I don't think this gym's right for you.
I was going to get it. I was going to get that. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
This guy sounds
settling
like a
in.
knob.
I was like, right, I'm settling in.
Yeah.
That is a big thing. I think like there is so much, like so many things that you guys offer for us to be able to win. And we haven't even scratched the surface. I always say this, we haven't scratched the surface of what can be done. But even if you're just, if you're slowly getting through these things, like just showing up and doing some of this stuff and gradually adding more, you can win like that easily.
It's just laying bricks, dude.
Yeah.
And the thing for you guys, and which is where you guys are at right now, you guys need to become, well, your next level is that you guys become multipliers, right? Of someone else doing what you know to do. And so that's the biggest kind of risk where you guys are at right now. And that kind of top of level 2, about to break into level 3 is good that you guys know how to do it, but we can't run a business if it still relies on you guys. Because that's not a business. That's
Just taking that leap and up.
Yeah.
that's still a job, right? And
I never thought it was doable, to be honest.
that's cool.
Like in the CrossFit space, there's not many gyms which have that run like completely by a manager, you know, and they're like removed. They're not doing any classes. And I never imagined it, to be honest, when we first started the gym.
It probably is the scariest thing, huh? But
Yeah.
it's when you
You said scary, right?
yeah.
That whole why do 3 do it in 7? I think underlying it's fear.
Yeah.
That's as far as I've gotten.
Yeah, fear.
I think there is a fear attached to why people just won't do that
Yeah.
thing. Oh, we just go. What were you going to say?
I just think it's like, but now we know about things like systems and playbooks.
Which is not sexy. It is
No,
to me.
but if something goes wrong, it's only because you haven't set the person up to do it right.
correct.
And I think that's the main part of it, right? And realizing that you're not special. Anyone can make this happen well. And in fact, like we talked about on our last episode, maybe we thought we were really great coaches, but now we have way better coaches than us. And it's the same thing in terms of running it. eventually we can get people to do it way better than us.
Well, we're trying to be great business owners. Like you sort of came in. We're doing it like the other way, I guess. Like we're coaches now. We're trying to be business owners, whereas you kind of came in with a mentality of being a business owner from the start.
That's interesting. Yeah. And that is the shift for you guys. Like somewhere along the way, you shift from being a good coach to a great business owner. If you can make this next jump, which I obviously believe you guys can, and it's going to come down to. I think you guys know I'm the vision guy, right? So I will always start with like you guys have got to have a vision so fucking clear and so big that everyone else in your team, their vision can fit within it.
Yep.
And then it almost becomes at that point, it's like you guys are actively holding your team back if you don't provide the pathways for them to keep ascending into, the Southend world.
Mm. With your mindset, right? Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's developed over time, but like even since knowing you over a year, I feel like your mindset has kind of just opened up to like anything's possible. And you're kind of like shooting for the moon kind of thing. Do you feel like that's, because I know you reached out to some guys who are like, you talk about levels, like Hormozy and people like that who are like, there's levels above them obviously as well. So those experiences talking to those people like Dan Martel and stuff, has that really opened up your mindset?
Yeah. I think when you go through a near-death experience and you pop out the other side and you're living the sequel, there are no more rules.
Yeah.
Like you are now in part 2 and like, why not me? Fuck
Why
it.
not me?
I'm going to fucking send it. Like impact is my biggest word. Like it is, I just want to make the biggest fucking impact and live a life that actually mattered. Like this second life that I've got now, like I'm leaving the Doza 1.0 version behind and like in 2.0, fucking why not me? So I think like, I believe our mind is like an elastic band, right? So like we can actually stretch this fucking thing if we want to. So yeah, one of the things, like I find it's like my full-time job now is to get into bigger rooms.
I think that's a pretty good way to wrap it up. Why not me? It's a good way to do it. Thanks very much.
Bigger rooms.
Get in bigger rooms.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your time, mate, and everything you've done for us. And we look forward to continuing this.
Well, what's your next big goal?
Romance.
What's your next big goal before, just so for the listeners?
Next big one is management.
Yeah.
At Maroubra, and then it'll be the next space.
We're looking at spaces.
What do you mean number 3?
Yeah.
Nothing official.
Oh my
nothing
God. Hang
official.
on, wait. Is this breaking?
I mean,
Pretty much,
we're
yeah.
kind of,
Yeah.
but there's 2 spaces we're looking at potentially.
Yeah.
In the same area?
There's another gym which is closing.
In the same area?
In Ranwick, that is.
Ah.
But there's a space opening up.
Yeah.
Wait,
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Breaking.
We're trying to
Breaking
work it
news.
out. We're working it out.
Yeah, all right. Well done, boys. Hey,
All right. Thank you very much, mate.
thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having
Appreciate
us.
it, man.
Cheers. Sorry, I had to wrap it up.
Oh, did you get a little buzz or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah.
was quite abrupt.
Yeah.